Today we have a case study. Chris is a solo entrepreneur and has been in the detailing industry for 6 years. He is looking to expand his mobile detailing unit from one to multiple units. However, Chris does not have any money to put towards expanding his mobile detailing business. What should Chris do to grow his detailing business to multiple units? So this is a typical question that a lot of detailers may have. I have one van, and how could I go about growing it to 2 or 3 or multiple vans? So my suggestion to this would be an assessment. You do a business assessment on the current business that you have to see where you can improve on in order for you to expand. Let's start Chris business assessment. What is a business assessment? So I know could be a new term to most, but a business assessment ensures that your business have what it needs to deliver on your goals. It helps you expand and grow your business in a way that is smart and strategic. It provides a solid foundation for making sound decisions. Most importantly, the real power of a business assessment is the process. Itemize revenue and expenses. Now, the way that you go about itemizing your revenue and expenses is looking at what is your monthly income, what is your monthly expenses. The way that I go about doing that is simple. I print out my bank statement and I look at the beginning balance and the ending balance, and I subtract those two. I subtract the beginning balance from the ending balance. I guess you're trying to figure out why are you subtracting those two. So what I'm doing is, before I start looking at what I'm spending my money on, I want to see if I'm cash flow positive. So this is a quick way to figure out if you're cash flow positive or not. Cash flow is revenue received and expenses spent. So the top line and the bottom line. So the top line is the balance, the beginning balance, and the bottom line is the ending balance. So as you look through your bank statements to see what you're spending your money on, to be able to minimize certain things, consolidate certain things, or eliminate it completely. Billing cycle example. Chris bills are due the 14th and the 30th of the month, but his money comes in sporadically throughout the month. What does Chris need to do to fix his cash flow problem? Well, number one, Chris needs to look at, why is my money coming in sporadically? That's number one. Where am I getting the most of my money coming in at? Am I getting the most of my money coming in at the beginning of the month, the end of the month, or all throughout the month? So these are the things that I would recommend. Set a monthly budget with a weekly quota, meaning that you need to start creating more leads for yourself so you can start bringing in more business. Give yourself a week to 2 week span to build up capital, just in case things happen throughout that week or the 2 weeks leading up to you making the majority of your money. Assess personal and business bills, restructure your bills or eliminate bills. The rule of thumb is your income, your personal income should be lower than your business income. So when you're looking at your bank statements, you're looking at things that's excessive, that you're spending excessive amount of money on, that you can decrease. Now, compiling your data is very important to you with keeping your money centralized versus sporadically. So what you want to do is, you want to take every client that you have and you put them all in a database if you don't already have a database. Once you compile all of your clientele in one database, now you can start structuring it a little bit better when it comes to keeping work flowing and making sure that your money is not coming in sporadically. Once you compile your data, now you're going to analyze your data. So now you're going to take all your data that you have and you're going to put it in through zip codes numerically. So you're going to start off with 7001, 7002, 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth. The reason why you're doing that is it makes it easier for you to read it, and it makes it easier for you to count how many vehicles you have in that particular area versus you have data in front of you, but it has different zip codes, different areas of town, and you can't really get a real good gist of your data that you have. Compiling your data helps you with creating route density. So what you're going to do is, once you take all your names and you compile it together and then you put it in numerical order, now you're going to compile it again. So what you're going to do is you're going to count how many houses or how many vehicles are you doing in that particular zip code. So as you see up here in Metairie, Jefferson, they do 15 vehicles in that area. And that's 7001. 7002, they do 4 vehicles. 7003, they do 6 vehicles. Now, the reason why you're doing that is so you can see where are my heavily concentrated areas, where are the areas where we're spending the most time at, and where the areas I should focus all of my marketing and my marketing dollars towards. So once you compile your data all the way down to the number of vehicles that you're doing in each zip code, now it's going to better help you with keeping consistency with your work and keeping consistency with your money not being sporadic. Territory coverage. So now all of those zip codes that you have, now you put that in territories. So we're going to cover territory 1, territory 2, territory 3. This represents vans. So how many vans do you need in territory 1? How many vans do you need in territory 2 and 3? That is dependent on how concentrated those particular areas are. If you have more concentration in 7006, which is Metairie, which is territory 1, then you will focus more of your money, more of your time, more of your energy, and more vans in that particular area because you have the coverage. You have the coverage, and that means the bulk of your money is going to be made in those particular zip codes. Track client commute. Use Google Maps to see the distance between client to client and drive time. All of that still goes back to the data that you've compiled, and now you're seeing that as in the zip codes, and now from the zip codes you're seeing what area is heavily concentrated, and then from looking at what area is heavily concentrated, now you're looking at how far or how much time do I have to drive from this car to that car. That is going to save you a lot of time, and that's going to add on maybe additional 1 or 2 vehicles by you shaving down the time of your travel time, going from client to client. So that data is very important for you to compile in order for you to grow and expand your mobile detailing business. Client retention. This is a good one. That data, we're going to go back to the data information. That data is going to help you with client retention. This business assessment is giving you a total scope of your business, how it runs, how you can make it run more efficiently, and how you could expand to multiple vans. Location text reminder. Let's say you're gonna work Metairie, Louisiana on Mondays and Tuesdays. And then on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, you're going to work the West Bank. And then on Saturday, you're going to work New Orleans East. Just giving you an example. So you can send a text message to them a week before you even come. And you could tell them, hey, we're going to be in your area. If you're looking to get your car detailed, we have appointments available. Or let's say you're in a position where you have clients scheduled and 2 clients canceled. Once you look at your information, you're looking and seeing, okay, we do about 10 or 20 vehicles in this area. So that means I got a couple of more people I can call